Going into the whole Halloween thing, basically Hallows Eve is just like any other tradition that they deal. That's the European tradition, but all across the world, they even in Mexico and in parts of Asia, parts of India, and even in Africa, they always have what is called a Day of the Dead. The dead also represents the Day of the Ancestors, but it also represents the underworld, the hollow earth. The underworld. Now, it's not necessarily in metaphysics talking about a realm that's up under the earth, but it's talking about a realm in literally another dimension. That's the ancestral realm. And so every culture has a Day of the Dead, or the this Hallows Eve in Europe. That's the European form of the Day of the Dead, dealing with that particular ancestral aspect. It becomes a little more elaborate, with the ghouls and the goblins and all this type of stuff. But still, yet that's the basis of this. So this is a very important day if you understand and read behind the lines in the particular aspect that we honor the realm, the ancestral realm. Give you an example how we've been spooked out based on Christianity. I have a skull in my living room stuck inside a black pot. So when people come in, they automatically spooked out about it. Now, over the years, some of the meanings of these things have been lost based on time. But the practitioners still keep up to the tradition of those particular customs, although the real meaning could be lost in time. And that's what happens a lot of times. Then other cultures come in, and because they don't know the real meaning, because some of the practitioners might not know the real meaning, they all relegate all this stuff into evil, or superstition, or bad. 98% of things on the planet, we'll always remember this, 98% of everything that we call evil is basically a misunderstanding based on time and historical ignorance. So what you would have is, you would have a certain tradition, and that tradition would thrive in the land, and everybody would know the meaning. But hundreds of years would pass, sometimes thousands of years would pass, and then what would happen here is you would have later generations that would come in and not understanding the original meaning of something. And by them not understanding the original meaning, they'd automatically in history relegate it over to evil, or relegate it over to bad. You see what I'm saying? Or relegate it over to taboo or forbidden. So this skull, what is the meaning of the skull that you see? A skeleton with bones that is in voodoo culture, Palo culture, and in different types of religious culture that later on is relegated into evil, especially in African culture. The skull, the bones, and the whole 9 yards. But even in the Halloween we talk about, what would be the meaning? Well, the ancients used to understand that they would have to pay homage to the ancestors. Now, what is an ancestor? An ancestor is someone that is no longer living on the planet. So if they're no longer living, that means that their physical body has decayed based on death. So the bones represent the physical decayed body of the ancestors. In so many words, the bones literally becomes an emblem or a symbol just for ancestors. It's as simple as that. But the spookism comes in it when we don't understand these things. And then we get Hollywood and we get all this taboo mythology that comes in and explain that this is evil. So automatically the mind automatically accepts things as being evil when you don't understand it. So that's basically, but going back to Halloween and these festivals, this is our form of the festivals that you have. This is a national form or a European form of the festivals that you would have in South America, in the Caribbean, in New Orleans, where they have festival or carnival or carnival. Where you would have, in New Orleans, they have the carnival, they have a Day of the Dead. You see. All this stuff can reach back to Africa and the ancient civilizations. You see what I'm saying? And basically, you have that particular aspect in Hallows Eve. And then you have All Saints Day the next day. All of this stuff here is nothing but American version of the carnival. This watered down into mamby-pamby, going out and getting candy and little ghouls and goblins and jack-o'-lanterns and stuff, so the American psyche can take it. You see what I'm saying? Because the American psyche can't take anything out of religion, because the religion says you're going to hell. You see what I'm saying? You're going to hell just by thinking of anything outside of being a good, obedient child.